afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Rock Raceway, our final road course stop here in Season 9 of the Mobil1 Cup Series and post to chase race number 8. We are getting ready here for 15 laps of racing at what personally is one of my favorite road courses on the circuit. Basically for nostalgia reasons, I actually used to drive this track in a very unknown game, Sports Car GT. Loved the way it was and was so excited when I found out that it was made for NR 2003. But not only that, but this track has brought about some very good races in the past here since being put into the NNSCRA circuit. And who knows what kind of a factor it's going to play into today's race and possibly into who is going to be the Season 9 Mobil1 Cup Series champion. Two drivers that are chase drivers, chase championship contenders. Starting on the front row, on the pole, Gene Sanford. Now, right now, based on what I'm seeing, knowing that after today we've just got Talladega and the season finale, there are possibly only 5 drivers that are still in the hunt for this championship based on all the events that have gone on in the past couple of weeks with drivers hitting hardships and drivers being able to at least remain consistent and get some decent finishes. It's really separated the people from who's contenders to who could be just trying to finish out the remainder of the season as best they can. And from what I'm seeing, according to my calculations, the 5 drivers that are still in the hunt do include the pole sitter Gene Sanford. So if she can win today from the pole, could be a very big points-paying day for that 21 team. Those 5 drivers, I'll just quickly go through and say who they are that are still, in my opinion, mathematically in the hunt. Cody Lamas, still the points leader, now only holds an 11-point advantage over rookie Ty Dent. Trent Dunham, who finished in the top 10 last week at Indianapolis, he's third in points, but he is still a total of 32 points back, and then 34 points back, that's Kyle Corbett in 4th, and 36 points back is Gene Sanford in 5th. 2 other drivers that if they can get a win here today, could still be in the hunt are Austin Mongold, who starts on the outside of the front row here, and Sean Galligan. They're really going to need a couple miracle races before they get to the season finale. So as I said, Gene Sanford on the pole, Austin Mongold in 2nd. The rest of the chasers, where are they going to start? Well, Lewis Stevens rolls off from 9th. Trent Dunham from the 10th position. Alex May, pretty much a non-factor in this championship season, but he is going to roll off from 17th. Kyle Corbett in 18th. Along down in 24th is Ty Dent. And then you got Jacob Lawler in 27th. And then it gets down to the nitty-gritty. This is a road course, very tough to pass. You start at the back, you're going to have a tough time fighting your way to the front. And you find Dylan Young down there in 33rd. Cody Lamas going to have to do it from 36th position today. That's going to be quite a task for him. And Sean Galligan, one of those long shot drivers, he's got quite a task. He's got to do it from 37th position, and then the lowest qualifying chaser was Chris Washer in the 40th position. So, we'll get ready to go here. For 15 laps of racing, caution flags are on. They will not be on for Snickers. Let's get the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Like I said, no caution flag for the 3 division races of Snickers. But they will have caution flags here in the Mobil1 Cup Series event. So, you know, you think about Cody Lamas and the up and down season he's had, and it truly has been that. He'll have one good race, and then he'll have a horrible race, and then he'll have a good race, and then he'll have a horrible race. Well, he had a horrible race last week in Indianapolis. We'll see if he can continue the seesaw effect and get a good run here today. Also, you think about it, last week at Indianapolis, he started in 14th, finished all the way down, I think it was in the 36th position. Well, today he's starting all the way back around 36th place. We'll see if maybe he can work his way to the front. He's got quite a task on his hands, that is for absolute certain. There you see the field coming down the front straightaway. As Gene Sanford, Austin Mongold get ready to put us underway. Flagman's ready. Green flag is out here for 15 laps in chase race number 8. Who's going to get the advantage? Looks like Mongold driving around the outside is going to take the top position. Gene Sanford going to try and battle back, but Mongold may, well, Sanford got to run on the outside line. Now can she clear Mongold? Mongold going to run a little wide through that corner, and Gene Sanford gets through for the top position. So Gene Sanford out in front. Mongold slips back to second. He may actually lose that momentarily. Joshua Collard, well-known road course racer, loves this track, and he's trying to take that spot away. And look at them back here from third on back. There's Collard, Clay Rogers, Kyle Matthews. There's Lewis Stevens. Wow, Trent Dunham in a mix here with Matthew Dowling and Ricky Falcon. I think the caution could be out. It is. Flagman is waving the red flag on pit road. There's also a race official down there with a pit sign at the end of pit road, so the caution flag is waving for the first time here. Gene Sanford now going to pick up the pace car. Now let's see who's involved. Oh, Dylan Young, one of the long shots. He was involved in this, and frankly, it doesn't look like really anybody else was. Mo Makari, Danny Wells, they all look like they were just back here. There's Cody Lama, started 36th. He's now worked his way up to 34th. So I would say Dylan Young's the reason for this yellow flag. Maybe a single car incident put us under the caution flag. Let's take a look. Well, let's see if we can get a good camera angle here. Dylan Poteet got into Kyle Corbett up ahead. That might have killed the momentum of these other drivers. We'll see here. Oh, there it is again. Poteet gets into Corbett again, turns him down into teammate James McLeod, and then Danny Wells gets slowed up. And you can see behind the tree. Oh, and then Poteet gets turned off Danny Wells' nose down into Dylan Young, and Momo Akari also spins into the 5 as everybody else tries to scatter and avoid. Tell you what, the Turner cars have not really been on the same page in the past couple of weeks. It was Dylan Poteet and Alex May getting together at Indianapolis, and now here you see Dylan Poteet and Dylan Young and James McLeod all getting involved in this, along with Momo Akari. So that's what puts us under the caution flag. About 4 cars spinning around, and also Kyle Corbett, so make that 5. And that's what puts us under the caution on the very first lap of this race. So Gene Sanford gets ready to put us back under green. As the lights are out atop the pace car, we'll go back on lap 4 of 15. Sanford is the leader. Mongold in second. Collard right there in third. Clay Rogers fourth. Kyle Matthews fifth. Sixth is David Rivera. Daniel Gilbert seventh. Anthony McCrory. Ninth is Jessica Shelton. And Lewis Stevens completes the top 10. Only 3 chasers in the top 10. First, second, and 10th. Trent Dunham restarts in 12th. Alex May in 15th. Ty Dent is in 23rd. Lawler in 24th. Gotta go ways back here before there's last week's winner, Connor Breeden. There's Sean Galligan, 32nd. Cody Lamas, 34th. Corbett, after getting caught up in that incident, now restarts 37th. Chris Washer in 38th. So they go back behind the hill here, and we can't see them. And then there is Dylan Young, back in 42nd. But all 42 cars that took the green to start this race take the green to continue this race here on lap number 4 of 15. Joshua Collard stepping out of line to the inside of Austin Mongold for second. Collard still looking for his first win, or no, second win, I should say, of the season. He won earlier on the season, if I'm not mistaken. Did he win? I think he won at Daytona. Might be wrong. Gene Sanford, though, opens up a nice distance between herself and the new second-place driver, Joshua Collard. Mongold went wide through that turn once again. Now he'll lose not only second to Collard, but third to Kyle Matthews. Talked about how much Collard liked road courses. Well, how about this guy, too? Anthony McCrory has now worked his way past David Rivera. That is for position number 7. Gene Sanford better look in the rearview mirror, because Joshua Collard is right there, looming large, and trying to run her down. Last time by, she had about 0.2 of a second over Mongold. This time, about maybe a half a second over Joshua Collard. Right now, the same 3 chasers that were in the top 10 on the restart are still there. Sanford now first, Mongold back to 4th, and Lewis Stevens has now worked his way up to 8th. One thing about this road course racing too is they get into a single file formation and there's very little passing that goes on. Collard is trying to make a difference on that. Is now Mongold's trying to battle back, going for the 3rd position off of Kyle Matthews. They'll drag race down to the hard left-hander in the final turn here. Clay Rogers starting to close in on this battle. Let's update Cody Lamas. Where is the 6 running? The points leader coming into this race. He's now dropped back to 37th. He was scored. Let's see where he crosses this time. This time Cody is in the 36th position. So very little progress being made by the Advocare Ford. This is not good because Jean Sanford is running up there pretty well. If she wins this race, that's going to close the points gap up even more. How about Ty Dent in the 14? Right now scored in 20th, actually battling for the moment with Trent Dunham and Jeff Fair. And actually ran that turn a little wide. Now we'll lose a spot to Trent. Now the 23, our winner from Martinsville, trying to take away another spot, knock him out of the top 20. And then we know Kyle Corbett already ran into trouble, getting caught up in that spin with Poteet and Dylan Young and company, but he's been able to work his way up into the 29th position now. So Corbett's been making up ground when he was caught up in the wreck, but Cody Lamas has been able to make up very little ground when he wasn't even involved in the incident. Don't understand that, but that's Lime Rock. Jean Sanford just ran her fastest lap of the race last time by. 49.229. And Joshua Collard has not only not gained on Jean Sanford, but he's actually not even kept it status quo. He's lost a little bit of ground. He's now he's a little over a full second behind her. See if he closed up the gap this time at all at the line. And that time he closed it down by a full half second. So now apparently Jean Sanford's good one lap. And Collard's better another. That time Jean Sanford was actually 0.6 of a second slower than her last lap. Collard, on the other hand, he was actually on his fastest lap of the race, 49.219. So that explains why he closed up that gap so quickly. These two going to be at it with each other here for the remainder of this race, I'm sure. The question is, will anybody else be coming into the fray? Kyle Matthews now taking 3rd place back from Mongold. Those two have been swapping that 3rd position just about every lap. And David Rivera has been utilizing that to be able to close in and maybe take a spot in the top 4, maybe into the top 3 if these two continue to race it up. That time by Jean Sanford opened it up by about 0.2 more. Her last lap of 49.396, Collard of 49.665, so about 0.3 of a second slower was the 43. Jean Sanford has gone this entire season without a victory. She'd love to be able to have her first one here when it really would matter, it would really count. Came into this race, as I said, a total of 36 points out. And with where she's running right now and the bonus points she would pick up for the win, Jean Sanford could be a huge player into this championship battle. We already know that her brother, Charles Sanford, has been making quite a case for himself to be in the Final 4 for the championship hunt in the season finale of the Snickers Cup Series. Jean would love to have an opportunity of 2 Sanfords maybe winning championships in 2 different series here in Season 9. Joshua Collard, I'll tell you what, he has chipped away one lap, and then he loses ground the next lap. It's a game of cat and mouse right now between the 21 and the 43. That game can't go on much longer, at least definitely for Joshua Collard. He's got to keep chipping away lap after lap because the laps are quickly winding down. Jean Sanford coming out of the final corner is about to put us on 5 laps to go. Lap 11 will go on the board. This time by Collard loses about 0.02 of a second to Jean Sanford, so that time he kept it around the status quo. He didn't really gain much, and he didn't really lose much, in all honesty. David Rivera has already worked his way into the top 4. He's now bypassed Austin Mongold. That was for the 4th position. Now starting to reel in Kyle Matthews. That'd be for 3rd. Mongold still not going away from that battle as well, and Daniel Gilbert is starting to catch up to this battle too. He's right now in that 6th position. At the moment though, Lewis Stevens has fallen out of the top 10, so there's only 2 chasers inside the top 5 right now, and inside the top 10 to boot, and that is the leader, Gene Sanford. And the 5th place car of Austin Mongold. That time, 2/10 chipped away from Gene Sanford's lead, and Collard is right there. When it comes down to who wants it more, you can bet it would have to be the 21 of Gene Sanford, because she's battling for a championship. So how hard is she going to race Joshua Collard here? Through this corner, this is one of the difficult turns right here, and we've seen Gene kind of slide up a little bit every time. Here we go. Let's see if she makes it through this corner correctly. No, that time she messed it up again, and there comes Joshua Collard with a big run. Looking to the inside is Joshua Collard for the lead on Gene Sanford. Sanford trying to hold him off, and will do so at least for this moment, but Collard is right there within striking distance. That was nearly a costly mistake for Gene Sanford. How she was able to recover, I'm not rightly sure, but Collard is right there waiting to see if she makes that same mistake again, right on the back bumper. This race is not over yet, and Collard's looking. He's peering to the inside. He's alongside for the lead. He'll have the preferred line into this corner too, and will he clear Gene Sanford for the top position? He will. New leader, Joshua Collard, as Gene Sanford messes up that corner as well. Joshua Collard with less than 3 to go takes over the lead, but that time he drove it wide in the corner. Did Gene Sanford drive it wide though? She might have. Oh, that might have been a huge, costly mistake there for Gene Sanford. Joshua Collard goes to the lead. Coming to 2 to go here at Lime Rock. Collard looking for his 2nd win of the season. The road course master trying to win here at Lime Rock Raceway. Oh, how quickly things have changed. It looked like it was going to be Gene Sanford's race to win. And that costly mistake, but it ain't over yet. There's still more than a lap to go. Joshua Collard now has got to try and hit his marks and try not to make the same mistake Gene Sanford did. Gene Sanford, I don't know, but she just might have let her first win of the season slip away. Collard through that corner. Got 2 tires up there on that dirt part, but looks like he kept it pretty stable and kept it up to speed. Didn't look like Gene Sanford closed the gap at all. And Gene better be looking behind her, because David Rivera is starting to close in on for that 2nd position. But the white flag displayed one more time around for Joshua Collard. He started off the season with a bang, winning at Daytona. And it looks like he may be en route to winning here at Lime Rock. No doubt about it, whenever the schedule is released, Joshua Collard always circles the road course stops. And it looks like he's going to be finding victory lane here today at a road course stop of Lime Rock, unless something drastic happens here on the last lap. Here we go through this corner. He took it wide that time, but he still kept it up to speed. And Gene Sanford did not close him in. Matter of fact, looks like David Rivera is trying to close in for 2nd. Gene Sanford going to hold him off though. But Joshua Collard, for the final time out of the final corner, comes down the front straightaway. And Joshua Collard is going to pick up his 2nd win of the season, takes the checkered flag at Lime Rock Raceway. Gene Sanford, a heartbreak, would have loved to have gotten to victory lane. She'll have to settle for 2nd. David Rivera, another rookie who's been on a momentum streak as of late, gets 3rd. Daniel Gilbert, nice to see a guy that's been struggling so much in points get 4th and 5th place for Austin Mongold. And still, just like it's been for most of the day, only 2 chasers finished in the top 10. Sanford and Mongold in 2nd and 5th. Joshua Collard, what a win for this team, and this is certainly going to be interesting for him, because Joshua Collard is in the running for a potential spot in the Final 4 if he can pull off double duty and win the Division 3 race in the Stickers Cup Series here tomorrow. We could see Joshua Collard putting his name into the basket as a Final 4 competitor. But he is not in the hunt for the championship in this one, so we'll see who the rest of the chasers finished. Jacob Lawler's going to finish in 11th today. Alex May, this is the best finish he's had probably in the last 6 weeks. So he's going to get 16th. Trent Dunham in 19th place. Lewis Stevens was 21st. Ty Dent 28th. Kyle Corbett in 30th. So he battled back after that early spin out. And then you've got Sean Galligan back in 36th, Chris Washer in 38th, Cody Lamas, the points that are coming into this race. I don't know how much of a points lead he's going to have now. He might not have any at all based on where the others finished, as he finished the day out in 40th position. And Dylan Young will finish in 41st place. So what a tough break there for a number of chasers. As I said, only 2 chasers finishing in the top 10. So next week, folks, we pack it up. We head to the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway for the penultimate round of this chase for the championship. Then we go to the season finale at Zenjoltis. There, I said it. That's where we're going for our season finale for all three, for the Mobil and Snickers Cup Series races. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We'll show you now your full finisher results, as well as your rookie points, overall points, and chase points heading into next week. How close are the points going to be now after Cody Lamas' problems and Gene Sanford's good run? Don't know, but we're going to find out same time you do. Goodbye from Lime Rock, as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.